What up, guys? Congarth here. We have made it. We have made it to the final episode, the final installment of Subnautica. We are here in the inactive lava zone. Riley's getting his butt out of bed. He is ready to do some work. Let's do it. Let's get it. Let's get it done. Let's do the work. Okay, so we're just cruising right through what are effectively the lava lakes. It's connected to the inactive lava zone. It's right after that. I swear, you can barely tell the headlights are on this thing. It doesn't seem like it really helps all that much. The bloom on the lights are not really great. They're just not, I don't know what is going on, but it's always been like that in this game. Like, every real light source just doesn't really seem like it lights up effectively where you're trying to look at. And I don't know if that's partly because I have the game set to movie mode in the graphic settings. That's probably part of it, but Okay, so that's a sea dragon, in case I haven't introduced them before. I'm not entirely sure, but it sure seems like the sea dragon totally nuked that green lizard guy I was fighting right before that. I could be wrong, because I saw another lizard swimming around just out of the corner of the screen right after I went straight up. So, but it could have been another one, but I'm gonna headcanon that he hit that same one that I was fighting. That's just my headcanon now. Anywho, we play with Mr. Sea Dragon for a little while, just to kind of show how you're relatively safe in a prawn suit. Prawn suits are really tough, so I'm just kind of going head to head with this thing. Ooh, he's breathing fire right at me. Oh, he's so scary, so scary. You're so scary. And see, I'm just kind of taking hits from him. He's gonna bite the prawn suit like straight on here in a second, and you'll see the health of the prawn go down gradually. So, like, I'm just kind of showing, like, sea dragons are kind of like your toughest enemy, really, in the game. At least on paper. But they're really not that big of a deal. For those of you who might be too afraid to maybe play the game knowing that there's these things waiting for them later on in the game, but they're really not that big of a deal. Anyway, after a little bit of a skip, we're further down, and now we're hit the maximum depth for the Cyclops, and now we just gotta go ahead, and I just wanted to show us, we're just modifying the depth module so that we can go to the maximum depth in the Cyclops. So I just wanted to show that process really quick, and then we're going to skip ahead again to another plot point in the story. So thankfully we did that quick enough that we didn't really take any crush damage. That's good. Although it never hurts to just go and get your repair tool and fix damage on the outside of the Cyclops.
I am what you seek, want to help you.
Okay, so I'll just come out and say it now since we're going to see her later anyway. That's nice alien lady, and we're going to be meeting her up close and personal. But first we have to go to the thermal plant and do a few other things. So we'll skip ahead a little bit to where we go to the lava castle. So this is a geographical part of the lava lakes called the lava castle. It just looks like a giant castle type thing, I guess. But we're going in here inside the thermal plant, which is inside the lava castle. And so we're gonna be going into a couple different rooms. I can probably get past a lot of this, but it's just basically getting more information. I don't know exactly how much of this is required to beat the story. I don't think you really need a whole lot of stuff in here to actually beat the story, although I think collecting some of it will advance some things along. But anyway.
Come here to me.
Girl really wants to meet us really bad, so we're going to be heading her way right after we're done in here. There isn't much to learn and grab in here. There's a quick thing. We're going to grab a recipe so we can make ion batteries and ion power cells, which is vitally important for finishing the game, but it's also just very helpful in general. So we'll grab all of the ion cubes, although the next alien facility we go into is an infinite respawning ion pile cube thing like that thing, but it just infinitely respawns. So once you get in there, you'll never have any more need for any ion cubes at all. You can just get as many as you want. Open up Space Radio Shack and just make an infinite supply of ion batteries and just sell them to, I guess you could sell them to the fish here on the planet if they had any interest in them. So long story short, this alien thermal plant, it runs off of the thermal heat that the crater that we're in right now on the planet just naturally gives off, and the aliens are using it to convert into electricity. So that electricity powers all the alien facilities on the entire planet. And grabbing that just gives you the recipes for the battery and power cell. So right here is the two new recipes. The power cell you need in order to get off the planet, because you need the escape rocket needs the power cells to function. But that's totally fine because we can just, in the meantime, use them in the Cyclops, which is a great way to use them. Each of these teleporter archway thingies takes one ion cube, so we'll just go ahead and activate that one. And then we'll go inside and check it out. Wow, where are we? Where are we? 92 meters. This is literally just the quarantine enforcement platform building that we were before. The thing that shot us down, and literally the entire reason we're stuck on this miserable planet. We will be needing to go back up there, but not until we're completely done down here in the lava zone, or the lava lakes, or the end of the Lost River, whatever you want to consider this area that we're in now. So back on the boat, we'll go ahead and start making some ion batteries and power cells. realize that we are direly short of silver to make more, so we'll have to go ahead and set up a temporary base so we can scan for some silver ore. And then we'll come to the embarrassing realization that there is silver ore literally right next to where we built the base, and if we had just looked around a little bit more, we would have easily found it without needing to set up a base. So yeah, it's always fun when stuff like that happens. But in my defense, it is of course pretty hard to see down here. But anyway, about 4 more ion cells later, so there's 1 left. Now we can always go ahead and make the last one once we get more ion cubes, which is what I ran out of at the moment, but we're totally fine on power now, so it's not really that big of a deal. Also, I just deleted pretty much all of the normal power cells because we're not going to be needing them anymore. And I'm not going to put an ion power cell in the prawn suit. There's no need for that because it'll just automatically recharge every time it gets docked, so there's no reason to put one in the actual prawn. And so the ion power cells definitely give the Cyclops a lot more energy overhead for being able to run like the sonar and other stuff efficiently while still being able to drive and do stuff. The shields, I think, still take a lot of energy if you just leave them on, but you're not really meant to leave them on continually. It's mostly just for when you suspect you're gonna get attacked by a Leviathan, or when you're trying to scrape the slugs off the windshield, as it were. Okay, we'll say goodbye to that total lunatic that's not doing anything at all, and we'll just skip ahead until we roll up on the last alien facility. This is our final destination. We're 1,300 meters down, and we'll be coming to a stop, and we'll be parking the Cyclops and turning on the shields, although I don't know what that's really going to do. Repair really quick, and then we're gonna go into the prawn and head into the facility. And then there's only one dragon in here, I think. Kind of neat how the stasis rifle can actually freeze the fire that it shoots out too, for at least a few seconds anyway. Yeah, some kind of weird glitch where sometimes the fish can swim through the energy door and then they just swim through the air. It's pretty crazy. I was just trying to see if I could kill them so they're not in the way or anything.
Translating local alien broadcast. Warning, vaccine development program terminated. Emperor egg. Evacuate immediately.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to finally meet her, the one who's been contacting us telepathically for a while now.
Are you here to play? Others came here once. They built these walls. They played alone. They bored me. Now they're gone, and instead, we have you. We are curious whether you swim with the current or fight against it as they did.
Unlike other alien facilities, scans indicate this location supports a diverse and healthy ecosystem. Explanation unclear at this time.
So anyway, this is the nice alien lady I was referring to. She's what's known as a Sea Emperor, as her species is a Leviathan. They're really good at telepathic abilities, of course, as you've noticed.
Environment scans indicate the water here is rich with a rare plankton-like life form, which depends on the organic detritus produced by the ecosystem around it, detecting unusually passive behavioral patterns in nearby predators.
So essentially what happened was the aliens figured out that the Sea Emperor species has natural, like, enzymes that they emit that totally just, like, annihilates the Kharaa virus.
My young need to hatch, to play outside this place. We have been here so long. The others built a passage to reach the world outside. I asked them for this freedom, but they could not hear me. If you help us, I will give you freely what the others tried in vain to take.
So the aliens were desperately trying to get the Sea Emperor eggs to hatch so that they could be born and they could start distributing the enzyme that gets rid of the Kharaa virus. Well, they were trying to force it to happen and even went so far as to open up the eggs and take one of the fetuses out. And of course, the mother, the Sea Emperor, she did not like that, so she did not cooperate with them at all.
With the passage you opened, my young can leave this place. First, they must feel the time is right and break free of their shells. This is what the others could not force from me. To you, I give this secret willingly.
Yeah, so this portal just takes you back to the quarantine enforcement platform. The babies will go through it once we hatch them. And we also just got the recipe for the hatching enzyme, so we're going to need to go around and find 5 certain plants. I have it pinned up there in the corner so we can see what we're looking for. And some of these we can find here in this little pool that the Sea Emperor is in, but I'm going to have to use the portals in the hallway to find at least 2 or 3 of them, so... Alright, and off down the winding passageways to get to one of the ingredients we need, and without looking, I can't really remember what each one of them is called, but it's this bulb-looking one right there. And this portal leads to the mushroom forest, where we're going to find another one of them. For this one, we're just trying to get part of the tree mushroom itself, just part of the stump or trunk, I guess you would call it. And so yeah, this portal obviously empties out into the Lost River, and we are trying to find, I think this is ghost weed that we're looking for here. And I'm just kind of really anxious in this area because, of course, there's at least one of those annoying ghost juveniles. I don't think there's more than one. But anyway, I'm getting my sea glide out and I'm getting the heck out of here. And then that guy just comes through. There's a weird thing that has to do with glitching and these energy doors with the fish that somehow they can swim through it into midair. This game has a decent amount of glitches. So... don't quite remember what biome this is, but as you can see, it's not one that's very deep. And we're getting the eye stalk here. And once we get that, we now have all 5 of them, and we can now make the special hatching enzymes. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to very rudely jump on the nice alien lady's head with the prawn suit, so... And, yeah, then we just stick it in the incubator machine, and somehow through magic, I guess, it just makes them instantly hatch immediately. So there's little baby sea emperors. Alright, let's watch this quote-unquote cute scene play out.
My young are swimming for the shallows. I thank you. Their freedom is my end. What will it be like, I wonder, to go to sleep and never wake up? Perhaps next we meet, I will be an ocean current, carrying seas to a new land. Or a creature so small, it sees the gaps between the grains of sand. Farewell, friend.
So long, and thanks for all the fish. Alright, so we say goodbye to Cthulhu Mommy here, and then I make a quick trip back to the Cyclops and gather up all the resources and gear and everything that I'm going to need. I'm just leaving the Cyclops here. There's really no reason to take it with us because we have teleporters, and so we just need to gather all the resources we need to make the entire escape rocket, and then we'll just leave this here and we'll teleport back to the surface and we'll start the rocket. Goodbye. Goodbye, Cyclops, my love. You've been a fine ship, but I need to blow this popsicle stand and go back to Earth because this planet just sucks. Sorry to all the people that live here, but your planet's terrible. And now we find the answer to the great question of life, the universe, and everything with what else but 42. Enzyme 42 to be exact, which we will promptly stick our hand into and get it all up in our crevices. But it's okay because it's medicine, so we're fine. We're not gonna get space AIDS or anything. It's gonna heal our space AIDS, in fact. So thank you very much, little tiny Sea Emperor peoples. That's very, very nice of you.
Self-scan complete. Vital signs normal. No remaining sign of bacterial infection.
So the little kiddos are here in the shallow area of the planet now, and they're distributing the enzyme to all the wildlife up here. So now they're systematically going around healing the planet. Well, I guess eventually they will. Why can't I get out of this pool? Okay, there we go. All right, now we just got to go up and turn the laser gun off, and then we can leave because now the planet will be healed, and so it won't shoot down any more spacecraft, and it won't shoot our rocket down as we leave. So we fixed a problem that the aliens couldn't solve in however long it was, hundreds of years or however long they've been here. So yeah, we're just that much cooler than them. So they can thank us later, you know? Purple tablet? No thanks. So now we're gonna rendezvous back at the life pod, and first we have to make a mobile vehicle bay. And when I say we have to make one, we probably don't actually have to make one. I think I have one probably still at my other base, but I just don't really want to go that far and get it, I guess, was why I had to make another one. And I think I ended up being short one titanium ingot that I brought with me, so we just have to find enough scraps laying around here, which, as you recall probably from earlier, they infinitely respawn, so there's no issues, especially right here where the stalkers live. There's no issues finding more titanium, so it doesn't really take long to make that. And now we can go ahead and make the launch pad. Oh, and I also needed some more enameled glass. I guess I didn't have any more of that in the Cyclops, so that's no issue either, because the game expects you to kind of make the launch pad right around here, where there's a lot of stalker teeth, so it's not really any kind of a problem at all. Also had to relocate the vehicle bay because you have to build the launch pad in deeper waters for some reason. So this is back a bit farther south from the Aurora now, where it's a bit deeper. I think it's right where Reapers tend to start hanging out, that general area. So I feel like it could have definitely fit where it was before in the shallower water, but, you know, hey, what do I know? Alright, and here's the gantry starting to be made. That's the really tall doohickey that holds the rocket before it lifts off. Yeah, that's the technical name. It's the official NASA term for it is doohickey. Now we're doing the experimental boosters for the Neptune. That's always something you want to see when you're trusting your life to something as experimental. Definitely fills me with confidence. Here's the fuel cells, I guess, is what this part is. Wow, it just got dark real quick. And then it got light again. I don't know if that was a full, night cycle, because it didn't really seem like it. But anyways, now we're making the cockpit. So this is the part that needs the glass, obviously, and the Cyclops' shield. It also reuses that. But that's pretty much it there. The Neptune. Alright, we're gonna go change the colors and everything to make it a little more presentable.
Neptune 1 rocket online.
Alright, let's give it an appropriate name and paint it in the brightest, most annoying colors so that once we get back to our solar system, we'll just be spotted immediately by every single transgov organization that's there. Like, they'll just have no problem seeing us coming, and we'll be saved immediately, hopefully. Well, ideally, Riley is gonna want to be spotted by someone else besides Alterra, and then he can tell the other organization or Transgov or whatever that he's got a lot of information from this planet, and he's also got a lot of dirt on Alterra. They'll hopefully give him diplomatic immunity and protect him from Alterra trying to come after him and silence him from all that stuff. So that's probably his best move once it gets back to human-controlled space. Try to find like one of the other transgovs and just be like, hey, you want a lot of free information? Then protect me. Anywho, after you get it all made and get inside the rocket, it pretty much just becomes a game of flipping all the switches, because there's not really any thought into it. You just turn all these systems on that are down here, and then you go up there and you turn all the systems on there, and then there's optionally, which I'll show in a second, you can put something in the time capsule and it'll send that into another player's game, possibly, if Unknown Worlds approves of it, but it can't contain certain items.
Primary computer systems active. Life support systems online.
So anyway, I'm just gonna put the sea glide in there. I didn't really put a whole lot of thought into it. So you have to have a photo attached, and you have to have a message, and you have to have an item that isn't on the restricted item list. And you obviously can't have anything offensive or vulgar in the message or the image or anything like that. And then as long as you follow those guidelines, the capsule should be approved. And it will go into the time capsule pool, where the next time somebody plays the game and the game calls for a time capsule, if it's on the same platform that they're playing on, they could very well get your capsule.
Ready to launch on your command, Captain.
Let me decide if I want to leave. Yeah, I think I want to leave. Yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time capsule jettisoned. Caution, approaching orbital debris field.
Riley's definitely got some flashbacks of heavy metal objects flying directly at his face.
Performing gravity turn maneuver. Confirm destination coordinates. Nearest interstellar phase gate. Engaging ion boosters.
We're making the jump to hyperspace. Hold on to your shorts, kids. Yeah, we did it. So that's Subnautica, guys. So I'm gonna talk briefly about a few things that I learned while I was doing this, right after we get one last message from Space Mama.
What is a wave without the ocean? A beginning without an end. They are different, but they go together. Now you go among the stars, and I fall among the sand. We are different, but we go together.
I'm not crying, you're crying. But anyway, so I had a pretty fun time making the whole entire series, but it is very time consuming. I have a family and I have a job, so I don't get a whole lot of time to work on my gameplay videos, and especially this kind of video where I want to record commentary on, it takes even longer. That's why I switched to doing it just once per month, because it just takes a lot of time. So I think just going forward, the next game that I want to do a commentary on, which I have an idea already, and I'm not going to say what it is yet, but I'm probably just going to go ahead and record at least 3 or 4 episodes and get the commentary done for them before I start uploading them. just because it takes so much longer. I want to put in a buffer of like 3 episodes or more so that I don't have to worry about falling super behind and scrambling to get them done at the last minute. I can be working ahead. My other videos that I don't do commentary on aren't as difficult and they don't take nearly as long.
Welcome home to Alterra. Permission to land will be granted once you have settled your outstanding balance of 1 trillion credits.
Ah, man, don't you just hate that? Well, anyway, as I was saying, I don't know what it is, but for some reason for me it just takes longer to do the commentary part of it, the vocal part of it. And I like to do it after the fact just because it sounds better. I can control the audio better than if it's me talking as I'm playing, which I'm not really as good at. I have an idea to record vocal notes as I'm playing the game and then just kind of refine those notes in post and see how that goes. I might try that when I do my next vocal commentary series. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at right now in terms of that. So I thank you very much for sticking with me if you watched the whole entire series, and I hope you enjoyed it, and see you guys next time.